into the line from that transition, but in the half court we were very good, very sound. They guarded the ball screens really well. I thought Talib and our big guys were especially proficient in that area. So I thought that was set the tone for us. And offensively, I thought we continued to move the ball. Took care of the ball. I think we had 3 turnovers in the first half. Ended up with 10. Had a couple obviously at the end with some different guys in there. So took care of the ball. Rebounding, I wish we would have finished stronger with a higher number. We were up 9 at half, but we didn't. Obviously, we got up to a 22-point lead, so we did a lot of good things to get to that point. But good all-around performance against a very good team, as we saw against North Carolina, and they've played very good basketball. Wake Forest, they're very good offensively. Really attack the basket well. They drive it well from 1 through 5, and well coached and in a lot of good sets. And their field goal percentage defense number is good, and so I thought that was something that really stood out to me too. Is they hold their team opponents to about 40%. So, excuse me, shooting around 50% is reflective of a pretty good offense. But 19 assists and like I said, the 10 turnovers, but we had a few in that last minute, I think.
Jamie, how are you able to get your guys to buy into making that extra pass? I mean, it's hard to do, I think, with what you would call a modern player. Yeah. But how are you able to do that?
Well, I think we recruit guys that already have that tool, that instinct, and that ability, and I think that's important. I think it may not show up high in rankings. If a guy jumps higher and dunks it better, he'd probably get ranked higher than the guy that passes and throws it to the open guy. And so we look for guys like that, and they encourage you. The exciting thing about this group is our big guys really do have that skill. And we've had other guys in the past, but I think it's Jamel and Mike bring that ability to make the simple pass. I mean, you talk about the ones that legs, but you also got to be able to make a simple pass. And we did that for a good amount of time tonight, and we continue to develop it. And I do think it does. Unselfishness does breed unselfishness, and I think that's it does spread. So just like selfishness does too as well. So it's how I like to watch basketball be played, and I think a lot of people like to watch it play. So and I think it's the most effective way to play basketball.
Does it help having
Go ahead, Derek. I was going to say the same thing. Does it also help that you have a guy like Lamar, of your fifth-year senior, he has 27, but he leads in assists. So,
yeah, I mean,
that's
it's
by example.
It starts with that, and other guys that he's played with too. It's been passed on, but I mean, I think he took good shots to get 27, and continued to. And guys were finding him too. He gets 10 baskets, but as you can see, 19 of our 26 were assisted on. So, I think that's he knows that when he's open, he's going to get in, and other guys know when they're open, they're going to get it. So it's it's a team, and you want to have that feeling going about it, and just like with you're working in a company, you want to have that same belief and there's reciprocal feeling. It's a two-way street.
A strong start to each half. You come out, you take an 8-1 lead, then second half you're able to kind of put the game on autopilot. What were the keys to that?
I thought our defense early was really good, and especially in the half court. I thought they got some baskets early in the second half, even though we were scoring at probably a higher rate. But they got a little bit more. I thought they ran some baseline screens where they got some separation on us, and then they went inside a little bit more. And I think we made an adjustment as they did that. Thomas got the foul trouble too, as well. That was part of it as well. But offensively, we were pretty good all the way through until maybe the last 5-10 minutes. So we had the 22-point lead. We got a little stationary now, so we put some guys in.
You have a number of guys who can play different positions, but in particular with Lamar, his ability to play almost 4. How much versatility does that give you in terms of matching lineups with other teams?
Well, I think it's good for Lamar. First of all, he's smart enough to do it, and it allows us some versatility, flexibility. So he's the one that's actually playing the different spots. And the good thing about it too is sets, plays that we run. We can run them from It sounds like we have just five plays for him to run at the 3 spot. I mean, we can run. He's 20. We ran a couple of things for him today that we hadn't run all year at the 4 spot. So it does allow us to do some things offensively. I think the concern is rebounding and defense when you go with that lineup, but it's been effective at times. It's been good at times, and it enables us to do some things offensively. We're hard to zone in pretty much any lineup. I anticipate seeing a little bit of it, but you put Lamar too as another shooter in there. It makes us hard to guard, a passer, shooter. So we had a lot of good things, and I thought all of our guys played. I thought Duran was terrific. I thought Chris Jones gave us good minutes. We had a lot of fouls, and we had to shuffle some things around, and that ability, the versatility with Lamar allows us to play Chris and Josh and James in there at the same time with Lamar, but yet we can also go big at the same time.
In the bigger,
and then oftentimes we had James, Duran, Lamar, Mike, and Talib, and that's a big lineup as you'll see in college basketball across the board.
in the bigger picture, why has the start to ACC play gone so smoothly?
I think we've improved, we've gotten better, and we expect to do things well, and we don't go into games expecting to lose. So I think the team has improved dramatically. I think the team has taken great pride in that improving, and the defense has improved as I continue to emphasize to our guys. We had the break after Christmas, 5 days to practice. We're going into all day. It was a good offensive team, a good sound offensive team. And then we have the first two league games, and we hold them to 35% in defense. And that was that boot camp, training camp, whatever you want to call it, where we really focused on our defense and taking the step in the right direction defensively. And I think we have done that. I think our guys took to it, and they've responded in a good way. And so we didn't hold them to 35 today, but we had them at 25 in the first half. And so obviously they scored some baskets at the end of the game. That says a lot when you're home teams. And a good offensive team. The North Carolina State's a very good offensive team, and as is Maryland. They're both very good offensive teams, and and Wake Forest is too as well. So we've done it against good teams.
How much emphasis, Jamie, have you put on starting strong after two first halves where the teams you were trailing one and close in the other,
Yeah.
and these guys are saying you want to grind teams down and wear them out with a full 40.
Yeah.
How important is it to start?
Given their game against North Carolina, they had a big win they had, and Virginia got off to a slow start. I really wanted to get off to a good start today because of because of where they were at in North Carolina. They had set the tone early in that game. So you want to get off to a good start every time, and I don't know that. I thought Maryland would play good early, but sometimes you're going to have some things, some shots made, some missed layups on your part, or whatever it may be. But I thought we played well early, and it carried over to get a 20-point win. So, I think probably one of the things we've done well is not panic when things don't go well over the years. And if you're doing things right, if you're doing things right, they're gonna turn your way. If you're taking bad shots and not guarding well enough. You're going to hit. Teams are going to hit some tough shots on occasion, but you got to continue to guard, not change things because they made a tough play, or you missed an open shot.
Shadow got a few more minutes today. Got 2 points, 2 rebounds. How do you feel that he's coming along?
He's progressing. He's obviously not. We had hoped he'd be ready earlier, but he's not, and so he's hopefully progressing and going to continue to improve, as do all of our guys. But we'll work hard tomorrow, and we'll work hard on Monday to improve. We won't go live tomorrow, but we'll really work on execution. I think our execution, our plays have gotten better, and that's something that our big guys have to continue to improve on. But we had some nice sets that got us good looks, and kind of it's great to get an easy basket in the half-court set, and we had a few of those today.
How important was Talib's game, the way he played today, considering how well done Thomas?
Yeah, again, Thomas is a very good player. He's very physical. He's hard to guard. You got to attack him and get him. In fact, he likes contact, and so you want to play physical with him, but not get caught up in it and play smart all the way through. But I thought he was really good to leave, but let things happen. We got to him inside. He passed out of it a little bit early, and I think that something he's got to get used to. We've talked about it. It seems like teams are digging down whenever we go in the post to him, helping a little bit more than maybe I anticipated going into the year. But as I think about it now, he's a guy that's scoring 12, 13 points a game, and there's not a lot of those guys scoring in the post like that, so they're going to help. They're going to put in their scout report, dig down, help, double team, as we saw in some of the games recently. So he needs to pass out of it first and keep the defense honest, and then once they start staying tighter to the man, then he can look to go attack the rim. So it's a process. I think we've gotten better at it, and I think we got a lot of good guys that are just letting things happen and continue to rebound. And I thought we had a big play at the end of the half, just shutting down, getting that score, the basket, the three, and then making sure, because we had given up 2 timeouts right before the half, that play, and I wanted to make sure that we got the rebound on the stop at the end of that half, and I thought that was setting the tone, because we want to end up winning that battle and trying to get it to 10 on the glass in that first half. So a lot of different things, a lot of little things, but I thought we did a lot of good things, but just trying to get better, stay healthy, and continue to improve.
James mentioned that you had a good scout on their scorers, McNamara, 10 points on 11 shots. I think he was the only guy besides Thomas in double figures. What did you guys execute well defensively?
Well, I thought we guarded him well in the first half, especially. I think he got a couple of layups at the end of the game, and the dunk stands out to me, and the curl that he did. But he played 35 minutes, so he was in there till the end. But I think we have the versatility with our guards to move them around, and according to matchups, foul trouble, guys being in and out, and that's something that I'm excited about and was excited about going into the year. So it's not going to fall on one guy, and we don't have a weak link on our perimeter defense, and that's a good thing to have. I don't know that we've had 3 across the board good defenders starting for us, and Duran's played really good defense, much improved from last year for us. Chris can play pretty good defense; he's improving in it, and Josh is the guy that really needs to keep improving, but he has.
Is Duran okay? He took that fall.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll check in with him. Obviously, he was playing really well, and obviously he's been a big part of what we're doing here, getting better. And he's been, he's made as good improvements this year as anybody. Just doing little things. He's become a good defender and a good decision maker, and that's hard to change that quickly. But he's really done a good job in those areas.
You were up 6. You were up 6, and you put in Newkirk for artists.
Yeah.
Went smaller, then you made your 12-4 run.
Yeah.
Any impact on that?
Well, I mean, it worked for us the other day too against Maryland. It was pretty good for us, and so he's playing good. He's playing good for us, and it was fouls too was part of going smaller too. Yeah. So puts Lamar in a different spot. We can run some plays for him. It just gives us another option. I don't know if it's our best lineup, but at times it can be.
Coach, did you know about Thomas coming out of high school? He
Yeah.
seems like your type of player.
Yeah, he's a good player. Yeah, he's a good player, and he's going to be a real good player. He's a good all-around guy. He rebounds well and plays hard.
Jamie, surprised at all to see that you and Syracuse are at the top of the ACC standings?
Well, I haven't looked at the top of the standings, so I'm going to be watching the Georgia Tech film right now and getting ready for that. But it's early. You just try to get better and stay healthy, and that's what we're trying to do. And things are going to all kinds of things happen. But the encouraging thing is this team keeps getting better, and they're great kids and do well in classes, do well in school, and don't get in trouble. So those are hard to find, and we're fortunate to have them.
Will you look at the rankings on Monday?
I will. I mean, if one of you guys will ask me, I'm sure, but I don't know. And again, we obviously know we have 5 guys returning, 6 new guys. You're not a team that's going to be on the radar in July when they start doing this stuff. So we got things that we can control, and let's get ready for Georgia Tech.
You said you're going to look at their film, but off the top of your head, what do you know about this Georgia Tech team?
Nothing. I know Coach Gregory's a friend of mine. Coach Schmidt is a friend of mine. It's in Atlanta, right? No, I don't know. I'll be watching that.